keybinds on console, what they are, how to set them up. Basically, I wanted to make a video as informative as possible. I didn't want to rush this one. I didn't want to make it the second that custom keybinds came to console, because I wanted to give it some time so people can work out what's the best and what works for them the best. And that's why I'm making the video now. I've given it a bit of time. I've asked a lot of people what they're using, and I've come up with what works the best for me. And I want to show you what probably can work the best for you as well. Except, with all things, it's all about personal preference, so yours might vary a bit from mine, but that's fine. I'm going to explain what I think's the best and why I use certain things. So, how I'm going to go about setting this up and showing you guys what I use and what I think's the best. We got Builder Pro set up right here. That's the button layout I use. Then we go to custom. And now we're going to customize this. So, first things first, I'm going to go through it step by step. Sprint and auto sprint. I do not use this setting at all. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press triangle to clear it and unbound it. Now you might be confused by that. What the heck? You don't sprint, Zeus? But no, I've got a setting which I suggest all you guys use, because walking in Fortnite, nobody does it. We sprint everywhere. So this setting is a godsend. Most people use it on PC, and people on console are slowly getting around to it. You might already use it. But there is a setting called sprint by default. This here in your normal settings, and I have that turned on. So I sprint everywhere. So what this button does over in my controller, the sprint button, when I click it down, it makes me walk. And I never want to walk. You guys don't want to walk in Fortnite, especially in build battles. The worst thing you can do is start walking, because that will make you build slower. So I have this button completely unbounded, so I never walk in Fortnite. It's literally a godsend. Now, what we have here are two useless buttons that I personally don't use, and you guys probably don't use either. So what we're going to go ahead do is clear it. These two left and right buttons on the D-pad, completely useless. So now they're both unbound and have no setting there. And this is where we'll make the important change. Left or right on the D-pad, you can choose what you want, or maybe something different, which I'm going to explain what you can do differently. So what personally works best for me, and potentially you guys as well, is left on the D-pad, go down and change it to edit. What this does is instantly edit the structure you want. One click, you'll enter edit mode. Instant edit on console is now here, and we can use it. One thing is though, I do have a SCUF controller, so that edit button I can put onto a back paddle, making it easier for me to press. I don't ever have to take my finger off the stick. But for those that don't have a custom controller, you might play claw, you might be able to click the edit button without taking your finger off the stick, or you might need to take your finger off the left analog stick for like literally only a second or two to click that edit button, which isn't the biggest deal because you probably won't be sprinting while clicking the edit button anyway, but that's what I personally use. There is another option which I will go over that you can use that you might find easier. Now that we have instant edit, we can go over here and see where the circle is. That was previously what we used to edit on console. You press circle to bring out your build mode, and then you hold down circle for edit, which was terrible. There's a reason why editing was so slow on console. So while you get used to this new button where you can instantly edit, what I suggest doing with this circle is you can change it to switch mode only, which is bring out your build. So you can't enter edit mode with that circle button. That way you'll get used to the new button quicker, because you won't keep doing what you used to do. That's the biggest problem. You might need to go to Playground to get used to stuff, but you don't want to go back to using your old edit mode just because you remember it and you're used to it, because this way is much better once mastered. So I change it to switch mode only. Now that we're on that topic, there is one downside which I think will be fixed shortly, where the edit button you can't confirm with as well. So you can click to enter the edit mode, but unfortunately you're still going to need to click the circle to confirm the edit. So that's two different buttons. What it should be, and what they'll probably fix it, is so you can enter edit mode with the left on the D-pad, and you can also confirm with left on the D-pad. That should be a change coming shortly. At the moment, we have to press two different buttons, which isn't ideal, but this personally so far is what I use, and we're going to get into the build controls now. You press R2, enter your build controls. What we have here is something that I personally make a mistake, and this is a godsend. So what we're going to do again is squad comms. We don't need that. Now that we're in build mode, we're going to unbound it. Also with the sprint mode, we're going to unbound that in build control, because I never want to walk, basically, with the setting I've already explained. Now, this is a mistake I always made. Once I edited build mode, I would always accidentally rotate my staircases mid-building. You might not have this problem, so you might not need to do this, but rotating my stairs was the biggest annoyance and a mistake I always made mid-build fight for accidentally putting too much pressure on my stick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and clear this for now. So now that I'll never accidentally rotate my staircase again, we're going to go over to the D-pad and put rotate and repair on my D-pad. So that way I'll never accidentally do it mid-build fight again, and it's still there for an option if I ever need it. So now that my right stick down the bottom here has no function, what I can do here and what I do here is I go to change material. So now what that does is I can change material mid-build fight if I need to. Also, once I press square to get out trap picker, I use my right stick to change straps, which is so much better than previously having to go to your D-pad to swap traps. Now I can do that with my right stick and without ever taking my finger off aiming, which is absolutely brilliant in my opinion, and a really good setting and a really good upgrade from rotating and repairing, swapping that with change material. So these are the keybinds I use. But obviously, you can see right here, my left stick is unbound. Now, this is up to you. If you don't accidentally click down your left stick all the time, or your right stick, for example, you can do something different to what I do. You could change your right stick to edit, right? And you'd never need to take your finger off the trigger. I've got a SCUF controller, but a lot of you guys wouldn't, so you wouldn't have paddles on the back. If you find it hard hitting that left on the D-pad to enter edit mode, you could make one of left sticks or the right sticks be your edit mode. So you just have to click that down to enter edit mode. Up to you guys. It's all down to personal preference and using what you think works best for you. But keeping in mind, this is going to take a little bit to get used to, but once you do master it, your editing will be 1,000 times better than it was before on console. Literally just as good as PC, we now have the ability to edit on console. Also, if you guys have a different setting that you guys think's really good, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. Also, if you have a question, drop it in the comment section below. If I don't reply to it, somebody else in the comment section, I guarantee you, will help you out with your settings, and you guys can talk about what you use and what you think is best down in the comment section. Now that you guys know what I use and what...
It's not a game, it's a